welcome back to the channel where we all can learn and grow together. If this is your first time, I want to welcome you and thank you so much for visiting the Wrenches and Boards channel. And I want to thank each and every one of you always for your continuous support. It is Friday. We made it through another week. It is also the day after Thanksgiving. And if you're still celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you are having a beautiful celebration. I hope your Thanksgiving was awesome. And I hope your week went well. I hope your weekend goes even better. And that you're able to get everything accomplished that you're wanting to get accomplished. Even if that also means relaxation. And so I want to kick this Motivation Friday video off a little bit different. I had somebody present me with a question. I want to kind of do a video response to that question. And if you ever have any questions, I hope I'm able to answer it the best of my ability. If not, I will try and research it and try and find the best answer to you and bring forth a video response. So please don't hesitate to leave me questions in the comment section. And if you don't want to be embarrassed with your name, I won't put your name out there, so I won't embarrass you. But don't hesitate to ask questions. I will do my very best. I might not have all the perfect textbook answer, but I will answer it with kind of my thoughts and my best ability. So with that being said, someone asked me what it would take to start out getting into woodworking. They're low budget and they're wanting to get into woodworking. And so I'm going to answer this. One, it also depends on the type of woodworking you're wanting to do. Unfortunately, if you're wanting to do kind of furniture grade woodworking, then the tools that you would need is a little different than if you're doing carpentry style woodworking. And really there's not much difference other than the closeness of the joinery and the tightness of the fit. And also I think furniture grade woodworking is a little bit more tedious as far as finish work and making things more eye appealing for stuff being in the house and everything. In carpentry woodworking, you know, building dog houses and stuff, and you could intermingle the two woodworking. You could do both and still be, you know, all around woodworker. But it's even just simple stuff like getting you an old lathe and start wood turning. There's people that does plenty of woodworking and that's all they do is just do wood turning. They make beautiful stuff, bowls, I mean vases, you name it. They turn wood turning into an art. So sometimes you don't even need, you know, a real big shop of tools if you just want to get into wood turning. Or there's some people that does a lot of scroll saw work. They just buy a scroll saw, a couple other little hand tools, and they do a lot of scroll saw work. So sometimes you don't need a whole arsenal of tools to make really cool things. So sometimes if you're just wanting to get started out, it just takes a little bit of the fundamentals. I would suggest starting out like building picnic tables, building like a little park bench, building stuff that, you know, you can learn the basics with first and make some little simple projects and not worry about the mistakes or anything at first. Just learn and grow from the mistakes. But as far as tools, getting into woodworking, these are kind of my picks. I did a video or two when I first started this channel, but I'm always willing to recover this topic as many times as it needs to help anybody out. So the first thing I would start out is with your basic measuring tapes at different squares, and then that will help you lay out your projects and your measurements and different stuff. And then I would turn around and also get at least a good finishing high tooth count. Some of them even says smooth cut on them. Don't get one this here. I don't have the sheet for it, But this one here is a cobalt, but is an aggressive tooth. You don't want to start out with this. I kind of use this for cutting brush and other real rough cut stuff that I don't really care about the finished work. That I just want to hurry up and get it cut, and I don't even care how the cut looks. That's why I got this saw. But I would not start off with an aggressive tooth cut. This one here is an 11 teeth per inch. Some even goes up to 12 teeth per inch. But this here is just a 15-inch Stanley Fat Max. You could. I'm not really supporting this specific brand. I'm just showing what I have here. And you could get an Irwin brand. You could get a Cobalt makes a fine tooth. You could get, you know, I would still go ahead and buy at least a mid-grade handsaw, and also get you a circular saw. And I would just start out with those, at least a handsaw, circular saw, jigsaw as far as your tool. So as far as cutting operation, and then get you some hammers. These are some hammers I started off with. One of them was a Harbor Freight, and one's just something I got at a thrift store. This is actually legitimately, telling the very truth, my very first hammer, and I've had this for at least over 20 years. And there's a couple times I did lose it, but I ended up finding it. But this is actually my very first hammer. Got it at a thrift store for maybe $1 or $2. But later on down the road, I had a couple of wooden handle hammers. And then I also bought this Harbor Freight. It's like a $4 or $5 hammer. These are good starter options, and then later on, as you progress and want to better your tools, I know some people says buy quality, buy once, but if you're on a real tight budget, sometimes you just got to buy some to get you start going and get you into woodworking. So, and then another tool I kind of just started off with, but they got so many good battery options. I mean, a quarter drill is not something I would really consider unless you absolutely have somewhere you could plug in. But this is what I started out with, is just a quarter drill. But again, and unless you have somewhere that you absolutely could plug in at, I don't know if I would go quarter drill. I would definitely find you some good, reasonable pack of drills with the drill and impact driver, and get impact driver rated bits for your impact driver. So these are the tools I would just start off with. Again, making like picnic tables, making like find a way, if you have an animal and you want to build it as a shelter, making a simple dog house or anything like that. Just start off with some basic fundamentals and get the fundamentals down first, and then, you know, start progressing depending on the type of woodworking you're wanting to continue going into. And this here, you could get all of this probably even if you get some of it used. But I mean, like the tape measure, Harbor Freight gives these away sometimes. Sometimes it may or may not be the best option, but there's all kinds of Stanley Fat Max tape measures. There's all kinds of I got so many tape measures over there. And then other than that is just finding a workbench. I've used a stack of tires before. Those are free from a tire place, or sometimes you could just get used Black & Decker Workmates. Harbor Freight also has a version of it. It's basically kind of like a sawhorse, and then the top of it can move as a clamp, and get as many clamps. Just if you're going to get into woodworking, start buying clamps. Buy as many clamps as you could possibly get. There's so many times when I first started out, I didn't own not one clamp, and I was fighting everything, trying to nail it, screw it, whatever. And then once I started learning to clamp things down and buying more and more and more clamps, I mean, it's very, very true that there's a phrase, a woodworker can't have too many clamps, and that is very true. So I hope this answers the question. I hope the person that asked the question sees this and that it does answer it as close as they want it. And I hope it's useful to anybody else who sees this video as far as what it, on a budget wise, what it takes to get into woodworking. Again, like I said, it depends on what type of woodworking you want to get into. There's several different styles. Also, just start with the fundamentals and you will definitely find your start. So again, I hope this was useful. I hope you have an awesome weekend, and I hope again that this video was useful to you. And stay awesome, stay safe, find your start, and reach your goals. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.